Clothing is just like any other product. It requires resources and factory work to create. It also requires labor, of course, and clothing in particular is a kind of product that is purchased very commonly by a lot of people, especially nowadays with fast fashion and kind of the death of custom sizing in some way and tailoring, where there's these kind of sizes for everybody that you can just go to the store and buy. So that kind of lends itself to overconsumption in a lot of ways, especially when you have these really fast-moving trends on social media that encourages people to go out and buy lots of cheap clothing and then kind of wear it once or twice and then discard it. That stuff ends up in landfills. Some of the materials that make these clothings don't break down. You want to be careful about what companies you're buying from. There are companies out there that do care about sustainability and care about, ethical labor practices, and often if that's true, they'll say so on their website. There's also other, companies out there that are in the business of kind of analyzing brands to actually see if they are as sustainable as what they say. But you're looking for clothes that are going to last a long time and are made out of sustainable materials, because obviously you want to make sure that that clothing is being worn as long as possible, not ending up in a landfill. And also that, the materials that it's made out of when it ends up in a landfill will break down and not be so harmful to the environment. There's actually a concept called the circular economy that we talk about sometimes in environmental circles, which is the idea of trying to expand the lifespan of products for as long as possible.
I really like to upcycle the furniture though with thrifting. So I'll upcycle some clothes, like if I want to cut it into like a shorter dress or something.
I try my best to cut off the sleeves or make them into shorts as much as I can, but if I don't like them, we probably, me and my friends like to do exchanges or sell them to one another.
The fact that secondhand itself is kind of a trend right now is almost lending some of these negative things to thrifting in general. I know right now there is kind of an issue with Poshmark, Depop, those kinds of apps being really upcharged of a lot of the clothing, and that absolutely does make it less accessible to people.
Kind of to the point where I think it's a little bit ridiculous, where the whole point of thrifting is that it's supposed to be sustainable and accessible to everyone, and I think if everything is upcharged because it's exclusive or whatever, then it kind of defeats the purpose of affordable, sustainable fashion.
I don't mind being upcharged a little bit for not having to rummage through a whole bunch of stuff.
I love thrifting. Most of my clothes nowadays are thrifted. You want to buy clothing with the mind of is this something that I love and I'm gonna wear? And I think that's the best way to really try and minimize your impact.